Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Now in today's video we're going to talk about our top 5 attack type Digimon, which is going to be top 5 free to play and also top 5 pay to win. I'm first of all going to go with top 5 pay to win, then we're going to go on to the top 5 free to play. Now I'm going to do this in order. Obviously I'm going to do like with the strongest one first, going to the like less and less. Now obviously our top number 1 pay to win Digimon as of May 2019, obviously it's going to have to be Greymon because it's just been released on 1 week ago, or almost 2 weeks ago actually. So this is Greymon. It's a fusion of Apolomon and Dianamon, and you get Greymon. Now the effects of Greymon is pretty amazing, like literally amazing. I don't want to go into too much details of the skills, to be honest. I'll leave this for bless you. My girlfriend sneezing there. I'll leave this for you guys to go into details, to read this a lot. But I just want to point out most of the passive skills. Now, for Greymon's passive skill, basically it's an upgraded version of Examon, because it has almost the same like passive as Examon, but obviously a lot more better as well, and upgraded. Now, the passive of Greymon, it increases 11.96% attack for allied Digimon in the front row and 19.92% maximum HP for Digimon in the back row. 1v1 also takes effect. Randomly remove the control effect of one ally Digimon. Recognition range, freezing, paralyzes, dizziness, silence small skills. Anger, burning, sleep effect. Disper range, non-control negative state, control effects in the recognition range, bomb, unexpected fire, bleeding wound, dragon eye, panda taunt. When Greymon is in battle, if there are more than 2 Digimons with the same soul, basically you need to have 3 Digimons with the same soul in your team. Greymon will get the full effects of the soul and judge Greymon as a type of soul. Additionally, increase 40% block rate for allied Digimon's 2 rounds. Can't be sacked with the passive of Persian Paladin mode. Take precedence of GN's passive. Take advantage of Greymon's passive. So basically, you guys need to have, like, for example, if you have 3 fire souls in your team, Greymon will become fire soul 2. If you have 3 darkness soul, Greymon will become a darkness soul 2, and also. But for now, you can only have Fire Soul. If you guys unlock genetics of Greymon, 2nd stage genetics, I will show you here. So here, now, let me just show you guys the difference. So here, so of the soul and judge GN as a type of soul. Additionally, increase the damage immune rate. Okay, so it says here, let me just find one example for you guys. Same soul. Okay, here we go. I found it. Now it says here, if there are more than 3 or more darkness soul Digimon in battle, increase 20% probability of releasing normal skills and life steal rate. Now the next one is if there are 3 or more fire souls, and then you have down here if there are 3 or more light souls. So they all basically give you different buffs and effects. You guys should go through this yourself and decide what you want from this, what kind of team you want. And also down as well, it says if there are 3 or more courage soul in battle, increase 20% fury recovery speed for all allied Digimons. You know, that's a big amount of a difference there, but obviously you can't stack with the Belphemon, Belphemon, Blackboard Greymon, and Wargreymon series. So that's a downside of this. Obviously, you can only have, like, it's good to have this in your team, but they don't stack with other passives of the other new Digimons. So that's a downside to this too. But anyway, at the same time, obviously, it's a pot 17 Digimon. It's super strong. I have to mention that its normal skill, it actually cancels. For example, here it says there are 40% probability of the Digimon killed by the ultimate skill can't rebirth or reincarnate. The effect will be reduced on the boss. After the exclusive weapon awakens, damage and effect will be greatly improved. Now, its normal skill, gather an amplified energy in the palm, torch and eclipse the enemy, deal damage to a single target, steal the enemy's HP, equal to 8% maximum HP of Greymon, and it reduces the target's 200 Fury. 50% reduction in normal skill damage within 2 rounds of the target. Okay, awesome. The only downside to this is like its fates are not exactly easy because we have here Lord Nightmon, we have here Magnamon, and Lucimon. Lord Nightmon is not even out yet on this on our servers. Anyway, that's my number 1. Now, in number 2, I'm gonna go through this. By the way, guys, let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys like class from 1 to 5? What is your top pay-to-win Digimon, and also from your top free-to-play Digimon? Now, my number 2 right now is gonna have to be with Imperjamon Paladin mode, pay-to-win. Obviously, because he is a plus 17 Digimon. I would richly love to add Omnimon on here, or Omegamon, but you see, Omnimon is kind of free to play because you can get the shards for free as long as you farm it. It takes a bit of time, but it is free to play. Ideally, I would go with Imperjamon / Omnimon, like for number 2. If I was free to play, I would obviously have Omnimon instead of Imperjamon, which actually Omnimon is a lot better than Imperjamon, to be honest. One of the reasons for that is because its ultimate skill, Fury Reduction, and also its normal vertical attack skill. But anyway, for now we're talking about pay-to-win Digimons. Its fates are a bit easier to unlock. It's a Darkness Soul. Basically, Imperjamon, if his health goes down, I think, let's have a look. If the damage taken reaches 4% max HP or less, then it will instantly recover 20% HP and disperse all debuffs. Recovered HP is not affected by healing or debuff effects. Trigger recovery. Trigger 3 times at most. If the recovery effect is not triggered, it's the previous round. The damage rate of this round will be 15%. Anyway, I'm not going to go through the skills of this. You guys can have a look for yourself. It's a bit too much to read into there. Anyway, so that's my second one. Now, my third one, for pay to win, I'm going to go with Wargreymon. Okay, now one of the reasons for that is Wargreymon 1v1 is absolutely a beast, and I'll go through that right now. Right here. Oh, actually, sorry, did I say Wargreymon is a beast 1v1? I meant, that's my mistake. Wargreymon, I mixed this up basically with this. What did I mix this up? I mixed it with Belphemon. But anyway, Wargreymon basically it's for team-wise because you need, I think, 4 souls, 4 different types of souls in here. Let's have a look. So, in battle, increase 20% critical rate for itself. If there are at least 3 allied Digimon of Flame Battle Soul, increase 24% critical resistance for allies for 2 rounds. If there are at least 4 allied Digimon of Flame Battle Soul, it increases 15% critical resistance for allies for 2 rounds. That is 40% critical resistance in total. Each death of allied Digimon grants Wargreymon the chance to inherit Will, which dispels abnormal status for itself, increase 10% attack and defense, stackable, restore certain HP and inherit certain Fury from the dead allied Digimon. Wow, that's pretty nice. So yeah, you do need, there are at least 4 allied Digimon of Flame, so you need 4 Digimon of Flame Soul in your team. So if you guys want to have a Flame Soul team, Wargreymon is a good option. At the same time, Grace Novamon is like you can add them together, you know. It's a very good option too. Now, its soul is a Fire Soul. Grace Novamon is a Fire Soul too. Now, you basically need 1 more Digimon for Fire Soul to activate Grace Novamon's passive if you have these 2 Digimons, and then you're gonna need 1 more as well for 4th one for Wargreymon's passive. Okay, so that's my number 3. Now my next one, guys, obviously there is Belphemon. Yeah, that's Belphemon, the one I was mentioning earlier. I made a mistake. Obviously we have Belphemon, but at the same time there is Meicoomon too. Meicoomon and Belphemon. Ideally, Meicoomon is newer. Newer Digimon tend to be more stronger. Now, in my opinion, I would literally go for Meicoomon. I mean, look at that. It says Meicoomon's unnamed child form. Oh wow, that's weird. Oops, he disappeared. Okay, potential 16, core of courage. So Core Digimon basically is Fire Soul. Now Makumon is basically a Courage Soul Digimon. Now it says Noble Soul, but obviously here. So in battle, increase Self-Fury recover speed by 20%. If there are any Fallen Angel series, Devimon series, Hey Devimon, Terumon series, and Lucimon series, Carrier of Infection Source, Angelwoman series, Hunter, Altamont series in battle, gain additional effect recover, Great Fury when attacked. The Digimons above gain Great Initial Fury. If the Initial Fury was full, increase the Fury recover speed for 2 rounds in every round. Every allied Digimon released his ultimate or normal skill. Increase self 5% ultimate skill or normal skill damage can be stacked in a single round. Count each round separately. In the first round, increase 15% ultimate damage for 2 random allied Courage type Digimons. 1 round. If there are more than 3, include 3 Courage type Digimons in battle. It increases 25% critical resistance rate for all allied Digimons. If there are over 4, include 4 Courage type Digimon in battle, increase extra 15% critical resistance rate for all allied Digimons. So basically guys, if you have 4 Courage type Digimons in your team, you're going to receive 40% of critical resistance rate for all allied Digimons. And at the same time, you're going to receive 25%, where is that? Let's have a look, sorry, my mistake. Increase 25% resistance for all. Where is he? That's 15% ultimate damage for 2 random allies. That's what I was trying to talk about. Yeah, I got mixed up on the skills there. And after Makumon's fallen, he lost his mind and tear the enemies by sharp claws, deal damage to 2 random targets in turn. Immune that targets 20% damage immune rate and block rate. Increase self-critical rate by 20%, decrease the target's range of fury and 50% fury recovery speed. Increase 8% ultimate resistance rate for all allied Digimons. Every Courage type Digimon in battle, the effect will be increased by 4%, up to 24%. Once the weapon is awakened, greatly increased damage and effect, which is pretty cool. So that's Makumon right there. Now, I have to mention that, did you guys pay attention where it says it immune that targets 20% damage immune rate and block rate, which is nice. Now the next one is Belphemon. Now where is Belphemon? Here we go, Porchupamon here. Now this is Belphemon. Right, this one here is called Sleeping Beast. It is a potential 16 Digimon. Its attack is pretty insane. It is a Fire Soul. Okay, now here. In battle, each death of allied Digimon increases 10% Fury recovery speed for itself for 3 rounds. If it was born with 2 Fury marks, and each time when it deals normal attack, release normal skills or is attacked, it gains a Fury mark and has certain chance which increases along with rounds to gain another 1 mark. Marks are limited. Before each round starts, it has if it has more than 3 Fury marks, it will release a Slumber Bubble to protect itself. The longer the amount of marks, the greater the damage to be absorbed, with a maximum of 40% HP cap. It's immune to debuff when when it's in Slumber Bubble. Digimon defeated by Porchupamon will decrease its resurrection rate, which is invalid when the rate is with 100% chance to be triggered. Okay, I see. Now, the best thing about this Belphemon here is that it's ultimate skill. Now, let's have a look here. So, Porchupamon summons all surrounding needles to shoot the enemy, dealing damage to single enemy target, ignores target's 10% damage immune rate, and 10% block rate. Now, if you guys notice, Makumon, it had like, I think it's 20% damage immune rate, where this one has only 10%, but it's still a big amount. And release the Power of Rage Mark. Each Tire of Rage Mark increase 5% critical hit and attack for self. The count will be cleared afterwards. The more ultimate skills the enemy release, the higher ultimate skill bonus can be obtained at 36% max. Nice, nice, nice. So that's Porchupamon right there. Now, my next one is going to have to be Magnamon. The Magnamon is right here. Magnamon is a good attack like Digimon, but at the same time, it's kind of like attack slash defense. Let's say it's basically a defense like Digimon, but in the form of an attack. because its armor is like so strong. It's really good for front row. It's kind of weird, but its name is Extreme Jihad. Anyway, it's light battle soul, miraculous armor. So in battle, it decreases 10% critical of enemy attack type Digimons. From round 1 to round 3, decrease 30% defense for itself before being attacked, which can be stacked twice each round. And the effect will be cleared until the middle of the next round if it has been in battle for more than 3 rounds. Higher HP grants greater damage up to 30%. If its HP is less than 30% after being attacked, it restores 20% HP, which can be triggered only once in battle, and increases 30% reflection rate and 20% damage reduction rate permanently until battle ends. Awesome. Now let's have a look here. You know what? It's like a Digimon on its own. It's literally, they should have, instead of releasing the XVmon like evolution line, obviously they tried to like sell this out on its own. But anyway, yeah, potential 16 Digimon. Now there's other options, guys. There's other like attack type Digimons, but this is my opinion. I almost forgot to. Oh, actually, I just forgot to mention Blackboard Greymon. Now, Blackboard Greymon for pay to win, this would literally have to go on the / Wargreymon. Basically, I think Wargreymon was my third one, so this would be in between there, like either Wargreymon or Blackboard Greymon. The reason for that is obviously this is a very good. It's debuff. It's 7% debuff. Bleeding effect is really amazing. If I go through it here. So obtain tendency effect in the battle. The lower the ally HP, the higher the damage. Increase up to 30%. Have 80% chance to get a direct 30% reduction of damage when attacked. The lower the ally HP, the more obvious the effect of the damage reduction. Increase up to 80%. Oh my god, that's a big amount of percentage there. When judging own HP less than 30% in the beginning of each own round, additional obtain 20% life steal rate 1 round if more than or equal to 3 light soul Digimon on the allied field. Additionally, increase 25% critical resistance rate of whole allied party. If equal or more than 4 light soul Digimon in the allied field. Additionally, increase 15% critical resistance rate for 2 rounds. So in total, you're going to receive 40% critical resistance rate if you have 4 light soul in your team. So basically, you have 4 light soul in your team, and you receive 40% critical resistance rate for 2 rounds. So basically, a Greymon, Black Greymon is basically a light soul Digimon or a light core Digimon. Now here it is. So attack the enemy with dark energy, causing lots of damage to vertical targets, adding tearing effect to the target. Additionally, causing 30% damage to the Digimons attaching the tearing, bleeding, or divine burning effect. When more than 1 Digimon on the opponent field in the front row of the targets does not trigger the block or the injury resistance, then move the target out of the field immediately. Never return to the field within the ally action round, with no effects to the banished or frozen Digimon. After releasing the ultimate skill, causing 8% damage of the upper limit HP of the targets, which skill is targets. They spelled that wrong. Anyway, target which still not moved out of the field, increasing 20% block rate of the allied Digimon in the front row 2 rounds. So basically, like, it does a very good amount of causing 8% damage. That's a big amount of difference here, and the same with this one, I think. Here we go, causing the damage of the maximum HP by 8% per turn. That's the best thing about this Black Greymon is in the Challenger tournament is very, very good. Also for a light soul team as well. Anyway, that's my list of pay to win, guys. If you have any comments, leave it down below. I'd love to answer your questions. Now, my top 5 free to play Digimon, and I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna guess. Number 1 is gonna have to be Omegamon. The reason for that is Omegamon is free to play. It's a fusion of Wargreymon and Garurumon. Its shards are easily achievable. It is Fire Soul. Its ultimate skill, it's really amazing. It's potential 17 as well. Now the other thing is its ultimate skill basically reduces fury on the attacks vertical row, which means it reduces fury in the vertical row too. When in battle, increases all allied Digimon 9.95% attack contact with other attack boosting passive skills. Okay, anyway, so obviously I'm pretty sure you guys are probably asking right now, why didn't I add Greymon to the pay to win? Well, the main reason is because Greymon right now is free to get and it's a little bit old Digimon. So I managed to unlock Greymon free from a cross-server tournament. Now, my second option for free-to-play Digimon, obviously, is going to have to be Greymon. Now, as I mentioned, Greymon is a free-to-get Digimon now. It is a potential 16. It's literally, its damage is absolutely insane. In battle, one can increase damage rate by 8% for all allied Digimons. The lower your HP, the higher your attack, up to 20% max. Regain 200 fury before the battle starts. And the best thing with Greymon is that it does, I think it does, it deals damage to vertical row, but it also, let's have a look here, it also increased critical rate by 20% for allied Digimon on the back row, and increased critical rate for 30% for self, and decreased defense by 30% for main target. Smaller group with higher damage. Now, it's normal skill here. Now, it says here that basically increased damage dealt to defensive Digimon by 60%. Less people with more damage. Awesome. So basically, Greymon 1v1 if it's against a defense-type Digimon. It's hugely powerful, as long as it's not up against Chaosmon or some other type of like Fury-controlled Digimon. Okay, so that's my option number 2. Now, option number 3, we have here Vitramon. It is free to get in the Tamer contest, but if you guys can't, obviously it takes a little bit of time, but if you can't get Vitramon, I highly suggest you go for XVmon, which is this one right here. Basically, Vitramon is the upgraded version of XVmon, which gives you extra higher buffs and effects, and Vitramon is a potential 16, while XVmon here is potential 15. So there we go, we got Vmon there, Vitramon, Aero Vitramon, and Full Force Vitramon. Let me just go through the passive of Full Force Digimon here, because this is something you guys should know. So it increases 29.9% ultimate skill damage rate for allied Digimon, includes family of Agumon, Vmon, XVmon, Greymon, Agumon, Wargreymon, Soulmine, Wizardmon, Impulsarmon, Paladin mode. You know, this is pretty amazing. And you also, when it's up against Angemon, Agumon, Soulmon in the enemy side, it actually recovers. It starts off with initial fury of 1000. So that means it's going to have full fury at the start of the round if it's up against those Digimon. It is a Fire Soul. Its face are very easy to obtain. Okay, now my next one, guys, is going to be Tsuruimon, Agumon, like Tsuruimon, which I have down here. The reason why I'm putting Tsuruimon here is because it's a free-to-get Digimon from a cross-server Mind War. Now, if I just go into cross-server Mind War, I'll show you. So there's a store here where you have Tsuruimon right here. There you go. You can get the shards right there. Okay, I mentioned Greymon earlier. It's free to get as well. You can get shards right here as well, and Dark Tyrannon, which we will talk later about this as well. We can get the shards here too. Now, in the meantime, let's go back into our Digimon. So we're talking about Tsuruimon right here. Okie dokie. So we have here Lockmon, which is almost like a Terriermon, Tsuruimon, Antudamon, and we have Cherubimon. Okay, now let's go into skills. Potential 16 Digimon, Revival Healer. Basically what that means, like in battle, one has a chance to revive allies, even upon dead. Have 5% chance to revive allies with 5% HP, while 3 great angels, Angemon, Tailmon, Tsuruimon, appear synchronously. One can increase ultimate damage for angels by 10% for first round. Basically, Turimon is a very good option if you guys plan to have like Angemon, Tailmon, which is Lady Devimon, Mastermon for example, and Turimon in your team. This passive will actually give buffs or revival chances to those Digimon to be revived once dead, but a small amount, 5%. But if you were to increase this from level 1 to level 100, that would probably go up to 20% or higher. Now, its ultimate skill, it actually reduces Fury to front row Digimon, all 3 front row. And it transfers 7% of the Fury to self with 80% extra damage to skill power enemy Digimon. That's pretty nice. And once awakened weapon, it clears all debuff for all allies. Okay, that's Turimon there. If you guys can't get Turimon, I highly suggest you go for Agnemon next, which is this one here, Agnemon, Altamont, Blackboard Greymon. It's potential 15, but it's easy to unlock Digimon. It's actually very strong 1v1. It's a courage battle, and also it has full fury in the first round. So basically, initially increase 1000 fury at the start of the fight. Usually Courage Souls don't have this, but this one obviously does. Its attack, basically its ultimate skill does a huge amount of damage. Absorb enemies 10% attack and 20% defense. Once the weapon is awakened, ability of attack and defense will be increased. Now, after this, I have to mention about Wargreymon, Dark Tyrannomon, and Hanuman. Okay, so first of all, let's go with Wargreymon. Obviously, everyone knows about Wargreymon. It's right here. It's easy to unlock Digimon. Literally, whenever you first start the game, you have Wargreymon. Its fates are very, very easy to unlock. It's actually a good Digimon, to be honest, for free to play. It's a good choice. It's a Fire Soul too. Its skill are pretty nice. If you guys have Awakened Weapon, it can actually decrease fury of the Digimon that he attacks in a vertical row. So we got Agumon, Greymon, and Wargreymon. Okay, next one, I'm gonna go with Hanuman. Which is right here. We got Altamont, Hanuman there. We got, I can't remember his name, but Gokumon I think this is called. And then we have Great Sagemon. And he attacks with an orb. Nice. I like this one though. I like this Gokumon here. Looks like Dragon Ball Z stuff. Anyway, okay. So it's a potential 15 Digimon. There is one little thing you should know about this. It's a Fire Soul. The one thing you should know is that here, it's passive. In battle, increase self-attack by 3% before each round begins. If self-HP is less than 50%, it will transform into a random enemy for 1 round. So keep this in mind. If self-HP is less than 50%, it will transform into a random enemy for 1 round. Release the ultimate skill of this target once without consuming fury. After transform, decrease self-attack by 40% for 1 round and immune to all damage and debuffs when transforming. So basically, when it transforms and it uses the ultimate skill of the certain enemy type Digimon that it copied, basically it's immune to like damage. Basically, it won't die. So no matter how much damage it takes, it doesn't die. The transformation status will disappear after the transformation ends. The effect of the transformation can be triggered only once in each round, and it won't take effect in most PvE instances. Okay, so keep that in mind, everyone. That's really good to know. Its skills, it's actually a good amount of damage and debuffs on its skills, to be honest. You should read through this. And now we're going to go through Dark Tyrannomon. We're going to talk about Dark Tyrannomon right now. Dark Tyrannomon. Oh, actually, I already unlocked it, so... one of the reasons why I didn't include Soulmon in my how should I say, in my pay to win is that it's a little bit outdated right now because Greymon is, you know, it's a bit higher level than Piedmon. But at the same time, right now, Piedmon is actually free to get as well. It actually took me a long time to unlock him from free to play. So it took me like almost a year and a half to unlock him. So I got him 4 stars after a year and a half, and I have 4 extra shards. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not including him in my free to play rankings. Now, Dark Tyrannomon, which is, where is this Dark Tyrannomon? Okay, there we go. Dark Tyrannomon is a good opportunity to get because he attacks Digimon in the back row, which is a very good choice if you guys want to like have a combination of back row attackers. So here, Sea of Flames is super dealing damage to enemies in back row. It also increased damage rate by 20% with 8% chance to stun enemy, and increased damage dealt to skill type Digimon by 60%. That's a big difference there too as well. 60% damage dealt to skill type Digimon. So if you guys, you know, you can go in combination with Dark Tyrannomon followed by, how to say, this one here, or even, I think the back row one would have been Flame Wizardmon. Yeah, basically back row killer as well. So these two in combination with each other would be really good. But anyway, it's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with this, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this video. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. What do you guys think about my rankings of the Digimon? Obviously, it's my personal opinion. Everyone's going to say differently. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Take care.